Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a team killing video, and a team killing that took place on Frontline, which is supposed to be team killing free, or at least that's what Wargaming told us, because if you shoot one of your own teammates on Frontline, it won't have any effect. Well, what we've got here is an Su-14-2, which is the Tier 8 Soviet SPG, otherwise known as the school bus, and this one does actually look like a school bus. And he's going to get team killed. The player's name is RazerTeck, and this was a battle that was played on Frontline on the 13th of February.
Day has been lost. Attackers got extra time.
Now he's on the defending team, and you can see an Su-130 PM rather is coming up behind him. I have Stalin on my shoulder, and he shoots. RazerTeck in the rear has no effect whatsoever. Just waste ammo for I have Stalin on my shoulder. Well, that Su-130 PM runs up behind him, pushes him, doesn't have any effect,
You have been promoted.
so he drives away. That's not the villain, that is a purported villain. Well, he might be. He's trying to damage his own Arty, but of course it failed, and he's driven off to shoot the enemy. No, the true villain is actually coming up behind him right now. It's an Su-130 PM again, but this time it's pepermint594. Now he does actually team kill RazerTeck, and I'm going to speed up the replay as soon as he actually arrives, so you can see the moment that he actually does kill RazerTeck. Now you can't see him at the moment because there's a fault with the replays, and that fault means that you can't see your teammates at certain points during the replays when on external camera. But the Su-130 PM is there. There he is. Pepermint594 just went down the cliff, and he's now at the bottom. And he's run off to shoot at the enemy, but he will come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm speed up the replay. And you can see Peppermint is running off to fight the enemy, and then he comes back to shoot from this hill. Here he comes. Drives all the way round.
Our reinforcements have arrived.
And comes up onto the hill. Now I've brought it back down to normal speed again. And you can see RazerTeck's getting good hits on the enemy. He's actually destroyed an AMX 50-100. And Peppermint's now sitting nearby. Not alongside him, but he will try to team kill him again. Okay, I've sped the replay up a bit.
Zone C has been lost.
As you can see, RazerTeck's continuing to fire at the enemy. And Peppermint is intermittently appearing
Scout is ready.
and disappearing as per the fault in the mods.
Airstrike is ready.
And we just saw RazerTeck get a fantastic hit on an Su-130 PM on the enemy team, and with an air attack has just killed him.
Zone D has been lost. Attackers got extra time. Air Scout is ready.
Now it's very shortly now that Peppermint is going to team kill him by barrel shot. The very next shot that RazerTeck fires kills him because the shell explodes in the barrel because Pepermint594 was overlapping his barrel. He's almost loaded.
The main objective.
He fires at the enemy and explodes. So he's been team killed, and if you look at the main map at this moment, you can see the Su-130 PM is still there, and he's now moved behind the wreck of RazerTeck's Arty.
Ready for deployment.
Now, RazerTeck has just spawned into the game. And I've sped it up so he can get back to where he was. He's driving back to the hill, and there you can see Pepermint594 still there. He's team killed his Arty, which has subsequently exploded the moment he respawned. and here he is still on top of the hill. That is the team killer. So the question for Wargaming is this: if you have taken out team killing from Frontline, why are you allowing barrel blocking? And if you apply the Frontline mechanic to the ordinary game, which means you can't shoot your own teammates, does that mean you're going to do something about barrel blocking so you can stop people being team killed that way? The barrels ought to be part of the hitbox, but they also ought not to be able to overlap. This would change the way that the games are played, admittedly, because if you face hug an enemy, you won't be able to have your barrel overlapping that of the enemy vehicle. And of course, if your barrel touches anything and you fire, then you could blow yourself up. Especially if you're hiding behind a house, trying to turn your barrel to face the enemy and then driving around the corner and then shooting. Because of course, you won't be able to overlap the corner. In fact, actually, we can see a bit of the problem there right now, because as you're positioning up against the rock, if your barrel touches the rock, it'll probably damage your own gun. But that is realistic. In reality, you couldn't have your barrel overlapping that of somebody else's, and you certainly couldn't damage your barrel, because if you did, your gun would not fire, or if it did fire, it will blow up your own tank in the process. And that did happen during the Second World War. People would fire their gun after their gun got mud in it due to very poor driving, and as a result of that, the gun barrel blew up when the shell was fired. But anyway, there you go. Team killing has occurred by barrel block in Frontline. So Wargaming, it's up to you now. I think you need to do something about it. You need to stop barrel blocking altogether. Thank you.